begin our look at sports on the NFL gridiron, where the much-anticipated season got rolling Thursday night in the home of the reigning Super Bowl champions. But much to the chagrin of Las Vegas, who had the New England Patriots going undefeated during the regular season, the Kansas City Chiefs had other plans for Tom Brady and company. KC rookie Kareem Hunt had a night to remember, which just goes to show on any given Sunday, or for that matter, any given Thursday night. Hunt, after fumbling on his first NFL carry, scored 3 times and set an NFL mark and a 42-27 stunner to open the pigskin season. Hunt's 246 yards from scrimmage were the most by any player making his debut since the 1970 merger. Former Jets and Bills head coach Rex Ryan won't watch his 2 former teams, he said this week when the 2 square off Sunday in Buffalo. Ryan said emphatically, "Hell no." That game kicks off at 1 p.m. on CBS. The Jets have usually played the Bills pretty well, but I'll take Buffalo at home in Week 1. On Sunday Night Football, the rivalry continues between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas star running back Ezekiel Elliott will be allowed to play. A motion from a federal judge should come later today, and that will determine Elliott's future for a good portion of the season. If the motion is granted, Elliott will be allowed to play beyond Sunday's season opener, which he's already been cleared to play. If it's denied, Elliott and the NFL Players Association will have one last opportunity by appealing to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals and asking for an immediate stay. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell on August 11th announced a 6-game suspension for Elliott, whom the league found to have caused physical injury to former girlfriend Tiffany Thompson on 3 incidents in July 2016 in Columbus, Ohio. Elliott has denied and fought the claims. Of course, he'll get to play against the Giants. The NFL is not stupid for Week 1 and opening Sunday Night Football in America. The Giants are more concerned about star wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. and his injuries. He has not been practicing and still uncertain of whether or not he plays on Sunday. Regardless, Eli Manning and company should be ready to roll in Dallas, a place where the team has had success. If I were a betting man, I'd say Beckham plays Sunday night and the G-men win in Dallas. Zeke the Freak's presence aside. Mets rookie Brendan Nimmo isn't regarded as much of a slugger. He sure looked the part Thursday night, though. Nimmo homered twice. Juan Lagares added a solo shot, and the Amazings beat the Cincinnati Reds 7-2. The Mets have won 3 of 4 and ended the Reds' 3-game winning streak to open a 4-game series. Nimmo has 40 homers in 564 minor league games and had just 2 in 168 major league at-bats before Thursday, making this an odd feat for the new Mets cleanup hitter. Well, you can forget about that David Wright comeback again for now, at least. The Mets made another series of medical updates, with the most significant news of the bunch being that infielders David Wright and Bronx boy T.J. Rivera will undergo surgery. Wright will have his right rotator cuff repaired, while Rivera will undergo Tommy John surgery to repair the partially torn ulnar collateral ligament in his right elbow. Add Michael Conforto to that list, and the Mets really have had a tough season when it comes to players going under the knife. The Yankees have battled their share of injuries, but the club is still very much in the thick of things. Despite blowing 1 game in Baltimore this week, Aaron Judge and Chase Headley hit 2-run homers. Starlin Castro and Todd Frazier added solo shots, and New York beat the Orioles 9-1 Thursday for its first series win at Camden Yards in 4 years. Didi Gregorius had 3 hits and scored twice for the Yankees, who closed to within 3.5 games of AL East leading Boston and strengthened their grip on the top of the American League wild card. Sonny Gray gave up 1 unearned run and 6 hits in 5 2/3 innings. The right-hander is 3-4 since he was acquired by New York in a July 31st trade with Oakland. He's been pretty solid and even better of late. The Pinstripers will need him if they expect to make a serious run in the playoffs this year. The Bronx Bombers are in Texas this weekend. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. The New York Liberty will square off against the Washington Mystics Sunday in Game 1 of the WNBA Conference semifinals. Tip-off is at 5 p.m. at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. The NBA preseason is less than a month away. The Brooklyn Nets and the New York Knicks will get things rolling here in the Big Apple on October 3rd. NHL preseason is on tap as well. That gets going in just a week. The Islanders will have the Philadelphia Flyers on Sunday, September 17th. The Devils will take on Washington on Monday the 18th, and the Islanders and Rangers face each other the same night, as the Isles have back-to-back games to start the preseason. No one can accuse Alexander Rossi of lucking into this victory for folks. The 2016 Indianapolis 500 champion, a guest on our show this past May, was dominant on Sunday in Watkins Glen. From the moment they arrived in New York on Thursday, they boasted the fastest car on the track. The 25-year-old California native was one of 3 drivers to finish in the top 5 in both practices on Friday, scored the pole on Saturday, and led 32 of 60 laps en route to picking up that elusive first win of the 2017 season. We'll have a full report from Watkins Glen next time on the show. The IndyCar Series wraps up this weekend in Sonoma. A crash by points leader Joseph Newgarden Sunday at the Glen has set up a showdown between him and Scott Dixon in the final race of the season. And on a final sports roundup note, if you know any New England sports fans, when they come over your house, make sure to hide the silverware. The Patriots have been busted before for cheating, and now you can add the Boston Red Sox to the list. They are thieves. For decades, spying on another team has been as much a part of baseball's gamesmanship as throwing up and in, but the Sox have apparently added a modern twist. They used an Apple Watch to gain an advantage against the Yankees and other teams, according to reports. Investigators for Major League Baseball have determined that the Red Sox, who are in first place in the American League East, very likely headed to the playoffs, of course, executed a scheme to illicitly steal hand signals from opponents' catchers in games against the second-place Yankees and other teams. The baseball inquiry began about 2 weeks ago after the Yankees general manager Brian Cashman filed a detailed complaint with the commissioner's office that included video the Yankees shot of the Red Sox dugout during a 3-game series between the two teams in Boston last month. Tis, tis. We hit the C-list for a man that had too much integrity for that. The Yankee family said goodbye to a special man Thursday. Gene Stick Michael, the New York Yankees executive who helped build the club's late 1990s dynasty teams, died Thursday of a heart attack. He was 79. The former Yankee player served as Yankee manager in 1981 and 82, and as their general manager from 1990 to 1995. During his time as GM, he restocked the farm system and built the core 4 of Derek Jeter, Andy Pettitte, Mariano Rivera, and Jorge Posada via the draft or free agency. He also traded for the feisty Paul O'Neill to shape the group that helped the Yankees win World Series titles in 1996, 1998, 1999, and 2000. What I will remember most about Stick is his honest assessment of players. It was always great to speak with at the ballpark, whether it was Old Timers Day or any day for that matter. He would give as much of his time to a local sportscaster as he would to a national one. Gene Michael may be recalled for his aw shucks kind of way, but make no mistake about it, few people have stood their ground when it came to George Steinbrenner and were around long enough to tell you about it. Sometimes what was right for the Yankees was to defy Steinbrenner. Michael once recalled the day that Steinbrenner, frustrated with a young center fielder named Bernie Williams, phoned him and ordered him to cultivate offers from other teams so the Yankees could pick the best offer and trade Williams because it wasn't working. Michael believed in Williams and his talent and had no intention of trading Williams, but Michael called every other team, as Steinbrenner had ordered, and talked to rival executives about everything and anything other than Bernie Williams. Michael reported back to Steinbrenner that he had talked to other teams and hadn't gotten one offer for Williams. Williams was in center field for the team's 5 World Series appearances and 4 titles from 1996 to 2001. Here's to hoping the Bronx Bombers can win it all again this season in memory of Gene Stick Michael. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.